Okay, so now we're going to talk about the superconscious drive and the belief engine. These are actually the engines that drive kungflow. So, first thing, superconscious drive. Basically, consider that your mind has two drives. There's the conscious mind that we're talking with now, but then there's also the subconscious mind that is doing things like beating your heart and pumping your lungs. You know, all these things that are somewhat important for your daily life. So basically, what we're learning is that the subconscious mind is extremely powerful, like 120 trillion calculations a second powerful. And so we've always wondered, okay, how do we get access to that? Because we know we're only using about 15% of our potential power. So here's what I found. I found that if I vocally engage my subconscious mind by saying, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, I'm able to pull off some skills that at the point before were actually outside of my ability. So let's break that down. What I believe to be true is that when you speak to yourself, your voice comes out of your mouth in your exact operating language at your exact frequency, goes out into your ear, closing a circuit, creating a self-amplifying feedback loop that actively engages the subconscious mind. A much simpler way to explain it would be, think of it like bicycle gears. You've got this little gear here that's not really doing much, doesn't have a lot of power, but it is connected to this bigger gear here. And so when you get this little gear spinning, it starts getting the bigger one, which is the subconscious mind spinning. And so I feel really strongly about this because I've had a number of moments where I've done things that I didn't even know were possible. And something else completely not me kicked in and made magic happen. Like, for example, look at this clip. My name's Riff, and I have really good news for us. Basically what's happening is that the flow arts are just about to enter the mainstream. And so what that means is that you are already ahead of the next big wave. Okay, here's what's going on. So how did that happen? How did I just pull off this skill? Well, the reason why is because I'm using a different kind of learning system than most people. Yeah, that was actually a mistake. I didn't take the poi, it wasn't supposed to be tethered to my hand. And so as I threw everything, I realized, like, oh, wow. And then something kicked on and I caught the poi, or I caught the hoop with the poi. And that, if you look at my face when I go, that's actually me being super surprised, because, like, where did that even come from? Like, that's magic to me. I love it when that stuff, because it feels like you're downloading Kung Fu straight from the Matrix. Okay, so when you manually engage the power of the subconscious mind, we call that the superconscious drive. And we call it the superconscious drive because it sounds cool and we want to have as much fun as possible with this. So let's have cool names for stuff. Now, once you get the superconscious drive up and running, you can start working on a belief engine. And so basically what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you this very simple technique for engaging the superconscious drive, and you're going to go, really, dude? That's it? That's the whole thing? That's too easy. And I'm like, yeah, that's the problem with it, is that it is too easy. It occurs as too good to be true. And so I'm going to take you through the basics. We're going to build the foundational moves in order to help you understand how this system works. But then at the next class, I'm going to show you this move. It's called the Steve. And you're going to say, I don't think I can do that. But then using these very simple techniques, you're going to have a moment of going, okay, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy. Whoa! That just worked. And that's the moment, whether it happens on this move or one of the first ones or one of the next ones, I want you to have a moment where you're doing something and flailing, and then you stop and go, okay, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, this is what just happened. And so what happens when you experience yourself talking yourself through a tough problem, you create what's called a POP. And POP stands for proof of progress. Yeah, it's just this beautiful thing when you realize you can actively program your own mind. And so because you've created yourself a physically tangible, real-world experience of pulling off an undeniably Jedi-level skill, you create for yourself a working proof of your ability to self-program. So then at that point, you can go ahead and comfortably start putting in the time and repetition it takes to reprogram
the muscle between your ears. Yeah, so basically, you can absolutely rewire your brain in any way you want. I know because I've done it, and I've helped hundreds of other people do it now too. Do it. So I've helped hundreds of people do this as well. PTSD goes away quickly once you realize that it's all just a software issue. And a drug addiction, even something as bad as heroin, is really just a completely illusory, self-replicating virus program that you can easily banish by sending a stronger thought form at it. So that's what we're doing here, is creating those stronger thoughts. Also, kungflow is an exercise in critical thinking, so you're going to develop some really sweet problem-solving skills, which you can also then apply to everything else you do in life. Okay, well, hopefully that makes sense. If it didn't, tell me what didn't make sense, and I'll make another video. All right, guys, I'll see you in the future. And thank you for your time, Hero. This is the important stuff.